everybody, it's Suzanne Yeda from Yeda Creative Digital Marketing and also singer-songwriter Little Spiral, and I wanted to show you how you can find groups and forums on Facebook that meet your target audience, that where your people are hanging out. Let's go find them. First, the most easy way to find new Facebook groups is simply typing in something in the Facebook search bar. For example, my music, I think that a lot of Tori Amos fans would be really into my music, so I'm just going to start searching Tori Amos. I'm going to hit enter. And up here, these search results are going to give me some interesting results based off of what my activities are, what my friends are talking about, but what I really want to find is groups. So I'm going to click this groups tab right here. And here it's going to show me all of these groups that have the words Tori Amos in the search bar. So I'm going to see I've joined quite a few of them already. I'm going to open up one to a new link just so I could show you around a little bit. So the idea of finding these groups are to participate and have some one-on-one connections with other Tori fans. It is not to spam. It is not to over-advertise what I am doing and what I'm about. So anytime you join a new group, you want to make sure that you take a look at their rules. And if they have any rules, it's going to be right here in the description. And so you take a look at those rules and take a look at the kind of content that they are going to be posting. Now there's another really cool thing about finding one of the obvious groups is down here below the description. Sometimes they have tags, which is really helpful. So if I'm going to click on this tag, because not every group is going to have the words Tori Amos in the title. Like, for example, this one just has the word Tori, and then this one has Ears with Feet, which is a code name for Tori Amos fans, and that would not have picked up in that search on Facebook. So that's going to be a really good way to discover groups. Now, let's go back to this here. One other way to discover groups is if you look at the left-hand side here, right here, you've got the subgroup for groups, and these are the groups that I'm a member of, and there's a create group, but there's also this little discover groups. And Facebook is going to use its magic algorithms to surface these groups that you might be interested in. Things that your friends are a member of, things that are local, things that are related to different subjects. Now, I'm curious as to why it's showing me parenting. I'm actually not a parent. But there are ways to browse through different subjects here in the Discover area. And you can just go to facebook.com/groups. And here, this tab is going to show you all the groups you are a member of. And this tab is going to let you find new groups. Now, there's another really cool little trick. It's sort of like the secret menu of Facebook. If you type in groups joined by people who like Tori Amos, it's going to pull up a list of groups joined by people who like Tori Amos. And now these are going to be the less obvious ones. These are going to be groups, they're going to surface to the top if my friends are in it or if they're in local areas. And it will say that this particular person is in this group and this particular person likes Tori Amos. But these are the less obvious ones, which are going to be really interesting to join so that you stand out if you are, if you're trying to connect with your ideal audience. Now this works for, musicians, but this also works for businesses who are looking for, say, parenting groups. This works for websites who are trying to target women, who are trying to uh, any kind of ideal audience that you have in mind, you can search for different groups. So that's one thing. Now again, this search is very specific, and you do need to type in the words groups joined by people who like, and then this term right here should be a popular name of a Facebook page. Now, for example, Humans of New York is one of the most popular, well-loved Facebook pages out there. So if that's your ideal audience, is people who like Humans of New York, oh, that's interesting, this Wisdompreneurs group. Well, I happen to have a digital marketing agency, and I happen to, that might appeal to me. For people who consider themselves wise entrepreneurs. So that might actually be an interesting group to join, and in fact, I have joined it. So these are a couple of different ways to look for groups, especially if you are a local business or looking for local communities. You can also replace this groups joined by people who live in Oakland, California. Let's see what happens when you do that. Boom! Groups of current Oakland, California residents. So this is a really cool way to start narrowing down the forums that you want to join and to connect with. Like Oakland Musicians, that's great. I'm part of that group already. And so there's so many different ways to find groups. You can find them by tag, you can find them by this discover, and you can literally search Facebook and use different search terms to find them. The easiest way is taking your keyword, say it's inspiring women, and just finding that keyword and then going to that groups tab and then exploring from there and seeing if there's any relevant tags in any of the obvious groups that might be useful to you. So I really hope that helps. These groups are really great ways to get involved in community and to make one-on-one connections and to be really helpful for people. Now, again, use groups to make those connections and be a part of a community. Be very cognizant of spamming or self-promotion. If you do too much of it in groups that don't really care for that, that's something to be really aware of. So just make sure that you take a look at descriptions and to make sure you're not breaking any rules. So I really hope this helps, and I hope you find the right groups that work for you and your project, your business, your cause. I hope you found that useful. Thank you so much.